Hi everyone, this is Manuel. So today I'm going to talk about a very important topic in pawn endings or endings in general, which is the creation of a passed pawn, also called a passer. So we'll start with a very famous position, very typical example. So here it is white to play, so in the position we have equal material, but here white can create a passed pawn with the move b6. And here black has to take, so because either we take here or here, and after black takes with the a pawn, then we play the move c6, plan to take, so black has to take, and then after a6 we just get a queen and win the game. Similarly, after c takes b6, then we have a6, and after taking, then c6, we get a queen. So here it's quite important that black has a passive king, so that's why black is not in time to stop the pawn. So now that we know about the ideas of creating a passed pawn, we can transpose into a winning pawn ending. So here we have a position on which it is black to play. Black has a much better position, black has more active pieces, black is an exchange up, but white has an extra pawn, and these pawns are defended by the bishop. So it's going to be hard to take them without giving back a rook. But here Fischer, knowing this idea of winning pawn endings, he made a very forcing sequence, which is the move rook takes e3 check, and after taking we take on e5 with check, and after exchanging rooks he continued with king d5, king d2 and king c4. So here we see that black has the better king, and also black is having control of the position because here black will create a passed pawn with b6 and a5. And here is an important point, that it is very hard for white to stop this passed pawn. So here white continued with h5, and after b6, king c2. Then here Fischer first consolidated the pawn structure on the king side with the move g5. This is quite interesting. But also here the move a5 straight away was possible. And after white played the move h6, taking on g6 wouldn't change the position at all. And here he played the move f4. And after g4, then here he started playing a5. After taking, so in this case, the pawn will not promote, but it will bring white's king to the king side. And then black will have enough time to pick up these pawns on the king side. So after king b2, a4, king a3, black took the pawn, and after taking, king d4, king b4, king e3, here white resigned because these pawns are falling. And the last position I want to check, so here white has an extra pawn, but we see that actually black is the one having a passed pawn. So white cannot play moves like king to d5 because this pawn will advance. That's why the only remaining option for white is to create a passed pawn. So here Capablanca played the great move b4. And the point is that after taking, white will have a passer, either a c passer or an a passer. By the way, also possible was to play the move g5, trying to create a passer. We'll see that white will use this idea later on the game. And here, after taking, there's quite an important note here. We will not take with the h pawn because here we will help black create a passer, and we would definitely complicate matters here. But after taking on g5, we would take with the f pawn, trying to create a passer, either here or here. So after b4, black took with the a pawn. If black takes with the c pawn, then black would just grab the d pawn. And here Capablanca played a5, and we see that black has two passed pawns, but they are controlled by white's king. Whereas this pawn on a5, and in addition white will create another passed pawn here, they are much harder for black to stop. So after king c7, g5, taking on g5, taking on g5, well, basically the game is pretty much over, but black continued with b3, king d3, and now we're stopping the pawns. And after king d7, g6, takes and takes, black resigned because he is not in time to stop these pawns. So remember to keep this idea in mind, to create a passer, and in addition to an active king, this is a very lethal combination.